It's no secret that the U.S. Army's top acquisition priority is long-range precision fires, allowing them to expand their reach. But it's long been a goal for countries like Russia, China, and North Korea. To learn more about that threat, here's part 1 of our series, Outgunned and Outranged. In modern warfare, artillery in every form is known as the king of battle. But in order to get that firepower on target, you've got to have the range to get there, something that countries like Russia, China, and North Korea have been heavily investing in.
Both our adversaries watched the United States in 1991, they watched us in 2003, and one of the things they concluded, and this is both classified and in the open space, you see comments on this, that they want no part of close combat with the United States, her partners, and our allies. And so if you don't want close combat with the United States, or partners and allies, because it doesn't end well, then you have to invest in things that keep us at bay, keep us away from where they are or where they're conducting operations. What they have built is overlapping capacity with weapon systems that are sourced in nodes around their area of operations that will be able to extend their lethality across whatever region that we might want to go into. So we have to contend with that from the very beginning.
But there's also another problem that U.S. and allied forces have to deal with. Weapons that move at hypersonic speed.
Well, Russia and China have been developing hypersonic missiles, which is something that we've tried to do, but have failed in the past. And while we have not been focused on that because we've been fighting wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, China and Russia are both claiming that they have hypersonic missiles that can fly at Mach 10 or Mach 15. And China has even tested a hypersonic weapon that could supposedly hit Guam in several minutes flying from China. So it's not even that they can go ultra fast, it's that they can maneuver at an altitude that's difficult to detect. If Russia and China have a capability that we're unable to defend against, or that we don't have, it leaves us very vulnerable. So if we have hypersonic offensive weapons, it also deters them from using their hypersonic weapon systems against us.
But perhaps the biggest problem is that Russia and China have been building up their stocks of long-range missiles for years, while the United States hasn't. That's something that could have a big impact in a future conflict.
I think it's safe to say that the U.S. is kind of outgunned right now. If they have more and we have less, they can easily overpower us, overrun us.
In part 2 of the series, we're going to look at just how things got to where they are, and just how bad that range gap is. And here's a spoiler. It's not good. For almost 20 years, range hasn't been a problem for U.S. and allied forces because they've been in counterinsurgency campaigns. So as a result, research and development hasn't been focused on that problem. But in today's environment, things have changed.
The United States has enjoyed a luxury in the last 30 years or so that if we had a problem in a given theater, we could go to a port of debarkation and without any interference unload airplanes, unload ships. In the future, that won't be true because of the ranges of their weapon systems.
We can't just go into an environment and use short-range systems anymore. There's a deterrence there. So we actually have to fire from very far away.
So how do you contend with a threat that might target the ports or aerial port of debarkations? You have to be able to penetrate those systems, and you have to disintegrate them before you even start.
So just how big is that range gap? Well, right now the longest ranged ground-launched weapon that the U.S. has is the Army Tactical Missile System, or ATACMS, with a range of about 500 kilometers. It's only slightly outranged by the South Korean Hyunmoo-2 missile, which has a range of about 800 kilometers. And while there's a ground-launched version of the Tomahawk with a 2,500 kilometer range in development, it has yet to be fielded. But when you compare that U.S. arsenal to those of Russia and China, you can see just how much of a gap it truly is. Russian systems like the RS-26 intermediate range ballistic missile and the SSC-8 ground launch cruise missile vastly outrange U.S. systems. And those Russian missiles allow them to hold all of Europe at risk, which would have a huge impact on any potential conflict. And in the Pacific, the gap is even worse. Chinese systems hold the U.S. at risk through multiple island chains, which could end a conflict before it even begins, and decimate U.S. power in the Pacific. In particular, the DF-26 ballistic missile is perhaps the greatest threat, as it can hit Guam and possibly even aircraft carriers at sea. So bottom line, the U.S. military has a huge need for long-range fires, an area that has been neglected to focus on the counterinsurgency mission for years.
we can't be using the systems that we were using in Iraq and Afghanistan. It means we need to be shooting from far away. We have to stay away so that we can't be hit by their systems, but we can hit their systems. That means we have to have better range than they do.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 30. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might hath failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. 31. One post shall run to meet another, and one messenger to meet another, to show the king of Babylon that his city is taken at one end. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of great millstone Ruel and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth of sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 30 through 31, is from the breaking news that I put in post-production, brought to you by Defense News, which is a military news channel, okay? A military news organization, which report things that go on within America's military. And clearly they're reporting that you're having your generals stating that they don't have the technology, the capabilities, all right, to match Russia, China, more specifically, ballistic missiles. That's why they have the title called Outgunned and Outranged. Because if America, you were to get into a ballistic warfare with Russia and China without using nukes, you will lose. Hence the reason why that reporter kept saying we got to shoot from a longer distance, all right? Which is going to result into nuclear war. And that's why your mighty men have failed, because they're not built for this, man. That's why you're having your active duty military personnel committing suicide, all right? Those that are joining the military are joining because they don't have no choice, all right? According to the Army Times, the ones that are joining the military, the recruitees, are those that are in perpetual debt. So they're joining the military because they want to get out of debt. So their mind's not focused on, am I going to fight the Russians and China in the next world war? And so this is what you're going to have. You're going to have nuclear war happen because of this. Because America, you're falling as an empire. You're weak. And your own generals are telling you. Okay? Now, I want to bring this out too. This came to my attention. Now, this breaking news, all right, brought to you by the military news channel known as Defense News, okay? This breaking news came out October 11th. And from the Defense News channel on YouTube, it only got 121 views. That goes to show you the mind state of you idiots dwelling here in America, especially you Edomites, all right, you so-called white people. You have no idea what's happening, all right, in your military. You have no idea what's happening, all right, with your mighty men. They're failing. And 121 views, all right, for something as this should be breaking news. This should be on every major mainstream media, but it's not. And it goes to show you that, all right, your own politicians, your president, okay, even your military high-ranking officials don't even give a damn about you peons, man. All right, that's why you're gonna lose in this third world war. All right, because your ballistic missiles can't match Russia and China, and so by you testing your nukes, Russia and China are testing theirs. All right, And everybody sees it. That's why we're in the Cold War. So now let's get into this article right here. This is called the Washington Examiner. The United States General, this is from the Washington, this is from the Washington Examiner. This came out October 15, 2019. All right, the title says this: United States generals warn about underestimating military might of Russia and China. Right, these are your generals. Back to Jeremiah 51, verse 31. One post shall run to meet another, and one messenger to meet another, to show the king of Babylon that his city is taken at one end. Right, these are your mighty men saying, hey, all right, don't underestimate China, Russia, man. They can spank us. All right, with these hypersonic missiles, and us not focusing on them and focusing in the Middle East against insurgents. All right, focusing more specifically in Afghanistan and Iraq and Syria, and look what and now you're not prepared for the Russians, man, and the Chinese. Hey, this is beautiful, man. It proves that America, you're done. So let's read this article. This is from the Washington Examiner. It came out October 15, 2019, by the way. And I'm going to use military time, 1843, all right, for all you military personnel that watch our videos. China and Russia have better military capabilities than many Americans imagine, right? Because the Americans are idiots. They're too busy watching basketball, football. They're too busy getting high as a fucking kite. Opioids, more specifically, you Edomites, you so-called white people, all right? You're fucking morons. So that's why you can't imagine this. According to 2 U.S. generals in charge of military modernization, right? These are your generals, okay? These aren't your politicians. These aren't your maggot president, all right? These are your generals. Quote, I am not convinced the body politic or the American people or the citizens in Western nations on a daily basis are thinking through this seriously enough. And so to raise the stakes here is, I think, important, said Lieutenant General Eric Wesley, the Deputy Commander of the U.S. Army Futures Command, right? That Edomite mighty man you saw speaking in that breaking news. Okay, that was reported by Defense News. All right, that's who just said this. During a Tuesday panel discussion at the Association of the United States Army Conference in Washington, D.C. The two countries are often referred to as near-peer adversaries by defense officials and experts, but Army and Air Force Major General Michael Fantini said United States military planners believe that underestimates the Chinese and Russian threats. Right. It's no longer near peer. It's peer competition, or they're exceeding you. All right. Because they got hypersonic missiles. All right. They got nuclear missiles that can hit anywhere in America from their countries, whether it be via Russia or China. Okay. That's why the scripture says China is Moab is my wash pot. That reminds me of Psalm 60. Let me get this, man. Because this is the Lord setting the Chinese up to attack America, all right? Because the Chinese are going to follow after Russia, which are known as the Medes in the scriptures. But the Chinese are the Moabites. Psalm 60 and 8. Moab is my wash pot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe, right? That's how the Lord looks at you, you so-called white people, you Edomites. Philistine triumphed though because of me, right? But the point is, Moab is my wash pot. When you go into that word wash pot, I believe in the Hebrew is sayar, all right, or sayara, or sayar, which means hooks or thorn, all right? And the Chinese are a thorn in your sides, okay, America, all right, Babylon, which is also known as spiritually Egypt and Sodom. And so they're going to, okay, rock, all right, your rib cage, man, in this Third World War. While the Russians, all right, break your skull apart, man. Because the Russians are going to spearhead this Third World War, all right? Continue on this article. It states, I think near just makes us feel good about ourselves, to be frank. Right, it's an illusion, all right? This deception, telling lies, all right? That's what America does, All right, they constantly say these nice euphemisms, these fluff words, all right, so that it makes them feel better and it doesn't cause panic among the retards that dwell here in America. All right, mainly you Edomites, you so-called white people, because this is your country. You're supposed to be paying attention to your country, and you're not. You failed as a citizen. You're an idiot. I think Near just makes us feel good about ourselves. To be frank, I'm totally content with Pierre. Right. This is the Major General, Army and Air Force Major General Michael Fantini said he'd rather be have it that Russia and China are strictly peer competition, which certain news agencies have been writing that, because certain generals have been saying that. Pentagon leaders and experts agree the United States still feels the most capable military in the world, and that's that pride, that pump, all right? But China and Russia have developed capabilities in recent years tailor-made to counter American advances, right? These these intermediate ballistic missiles, all right, that they surpassed America in, all right, as well as nuclear missiles. China has developed modern anti-ship missiles in recent years to take on U.S. naval power, one which is known as the Carrier Killer. The Chinese Army tested some of these weapons in June near disputed areas in the South China Sea, and what was believed to be a warning to U.S. Navy forces conducting operations in the region. Right. Hey, Moab is my washpot. Then Army Chief of Staff General Mark Milley, now Joint Chief of Staff Chair, right, because he took over General Joseph Dunford's position, all right? And this is what he has to say. Warned in 2016, the United States is outranged, outgunned on the ground against Russia and Europe. Estimates show Russian tanks outnumber their NATO adversaries in Europe 7-1, while Russian artillery outranges U.S. artillery by about 4 miles. To maintain an advantage over Russia and China, the U.S. military needs to learn to delegate authority at a lower level in order to maintain agility in today's fast-paced battlefields, Wesley said. Right, so which proves the reason why in that breaking news segment that you watched, all right, that I put in post-production, they're stating that they need to shoot from a distance, because if they were to go get closer to Russia and China, they'll be outgunned and outranged. So this clearly shows that you Americans, you're damned. You're done for. You're finished. Let's get Jeremiah 50, because this is all in the Bible. This is a future prophecy that will come to happen. All we're waiting on is for the economy to collapse, Jacob's trouble to be enacted, coincide with the RFID chip, the mark of the beast, which is going to be pushed on everyone and be made mandatory. So all you pseudo-Hebrew Israelites that keep playing footsies with this, the RFID chip not being the mark of the beast, saying that it's not the mark of the beast, man, hey, we're going to see in that day. And then nuclear war, because this is what's going to happen, man. It's going to go nuclear, because America knows they can't lose in conventional warfare. They gotta go nuclear. So let's go to the book of Jeremiah 50 and 35, which shows the downfall of America, which is in the scriptures known as Babylon. Jeremiah 50 and 35. A sword is upon the Chaldeans, saith the Lord, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her princes, and upon her wise men. Right. All right. Your think tanks, all right, don't have the answers anymore. All right. Your princes, your modern day politicians, your senators, all right, your president, they don't have the answers anymore. Okay. They're failing. They failed you. You maggots dwelling here in America. All right. Those that would still believe in this country. Okay. And that's why we tell our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, get your mind out of America. You're the children of Israel. Repent. Come back to the scriptures. This is our only way out. America's done for, man. 36. A sword is upon the liars. Right. A sword is upon the liars. And you Americans are liars. You're deceivers. All right. And the whole world's waking up to this shit. Okay. You can no longer, muscle your way around America anymore. That's why you're losing in the Middle East. That's why you pulled your military out of Syria. Okay. And now Russia is now up in there. Okay. You didn't pull your military out of all of Syria. You still have certain troops in certain parts of North Syria. But the Russians are punking y'all, man. All right. And Turkey all right, is being wishy-washy with you. One day they like you, the next day they don't like you. All right, the Kurds saying fuck you. All right, you couldn't overthrow Assad. You're fucking losing, America. You punks, you're weak. So you're liars. You have a weak military. That's why your soldiers are killing themselves. All right, active duty military are blowing their heads off. Oh, there was an article that I saw, and I believe Elder Malcolm from the Chicago camp brought it out too. Your military women are overweight. They can't pass the physical training test known as PT. All right, you're weak. All right, you better just get ready to lose. And they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men. They shall be dismayed. Right, you are dismayed. You're right. Dismayed. Let's look up that word dismayed. Let's just get a regular. You Americans don't look up words anyway. You don't read, man. The majority of you just regurgitate what you hear from your TV. All right, you don't read nothing. Dismayed. Let's look up that word just to get a general understanding. Cause to feel consternation, distress, appall, horrify, shock. Right? Shake. You're going to be shaken. You're going to be distressed. You're going to be in horror. All right? You're going to be in disarray. You're going to be in hysteria because you're going to be taken out. 37. A sword is upon their horses and upon their chariots and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. Right? You're going to be as women, man. When the Russians start putting work on this place, man, they start rocking your rib cage, man. Excuse me. The Russians gonna rock your skull while China rocks your rib cage. All right, that hook, that thorn. 38. A drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up. For it is a land of graven images, and they are made upon their idols. Right, all your graven images, man, are not going to be able to save you, man. All right. So you're not going to, because that water, all right, which are these philosophies, are going to be dried up, man. You're going to realize that America's not great. You're going to realize that, okay, everything you believed in was a lie, all right? And you're not going to be able to seek these idols in confidence anymore. You're going to be disarrayed and horrified, man. Your idols are going to fail you. They are mad upon their idols. They are mad, right? Because it says, excuse me, let me read that again. A drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up, for it is a land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols. Right? You're going to be mad at your idols, man, because they don't have no life. They're not giving you any water anymore. All right? Your philosophies, all right? This American dream became American nightmare. And that's a heavy scripture right there. 39. Therefore the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the island shall dwell there, and the owls shall dwell therein, and it shall be no more inhabited forever, neither shall it be dwelt from generation to generation. Right, which prove this is a future prophet that's going to come to pass, which prove this is talking about America, because ancient Babylon has been being dwelt in, okay, from that time all the way up to now. There's still people dwelling there. This is talking about a future prophecy about Babylon, which is here in America. 40, as the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. Right. And this goes according to Isaiah 17, starting at the 13th chapter. Okay? Excuse me, starting at the 13th chapter, starting at Isaiah 13, verse 17, man. Right, let me get that. You know what? Salakia. Isaiah 13, verse 17. Not 17. Salakia. Let me get that. Just to repeat exactly what Isaiah 13 and 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. 18, their bowls also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Right, your children are going to die here in America by the Russian nukes. Little Tommy, little Johnny, little Billy, little Bobby are going to die here. 19, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms and the beauty of Chaldees, actually shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, which goes right back to Jeremiah 50 verse 40. As the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. You see? Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. What was said in Isaiah 17 is being said in Jeremiah, this is talking about a future prophecy. For them, behold, the people shall come from the north, and great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. Right, Russia is going to spearhead the invasion on America. 42, they shall hold the bow in the lance, they are cruel and will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses, everyone put array like a man to battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon. O daughter of Babylon. O daughter of Babylon. You Americans are through. O daughter of Babylon. Who's that talking about? Psalms 137, verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. 8. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. O daughter of Babylon, are you Edomites that dwell here in America? No getting around it. Get ready for nuclear war. Get ready for fire. You dig? This place is through. Oh, man, you got to have fun with this, brothers and sisters, man. You got to enjoy these scriptures, man. You got to be watching, man. And you can see that the Lord is making moves, man. He's doing this so we can get up out of here. All right? You know, this place is disgusting. It's wicked. It's full of idolatry. It's full of pedophilia. It's full of the LGBTQ personnel. It's just nasty. It's got to go. Revelation 18:1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. 2. Right, this is John the Revelator seeing a future prophecy on Babylon. All right, this is the time of the Romans, so come on. For you clown so-called Christians out there, oh, that's Babylon is talking about ancient Babylon. No, then why is Babylon being mentioned in Revelation 18? Hello? And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and became the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Right, because John the Revelator saw Babylon get hit with a whole bunch of nukes. 3. For all nations have drunken the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have been committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of their delicacy. Right, which just proves this is America. All nations invest in America, all right, especially Wall Street, all right, and mainly who's the main cash cow to invest in is us, the Israelites, all right, because we're the biggest consumers, and all the nations see that. 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, which are the Israelites, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Right. Because America has sinned. She promotes the LGBTQ personnel. She promotes idolatry, democracy, all right? Oh, she makes everyone worship the image of the beast, which is the revised Roman Empire. So this place got to go, man. This place is not a God-fearing country. They're anti-Messiah. They're anti the Bible. Don't you get it? So this place got to get hit with nukes. 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High remembered her iniquities. Right. All the wickedness she's done. 6. More specifically, what you've done to us, the children of Israel, man. For the affliction. All right. Economic warfare. Police officers shooting us like dogs in the street. Like, come on, man. 6. Reward her as she reward you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled to her double. Right, so double, okay, the reward, which is that judgment. That's why the you think it's bad in France, you think it's bad in Chile, you think it's bad in Venezuela, you think it's bad in parts of Africa, okay? You think it's bad in Haiti. you ain't seen nothing what's about to happen to this place, man. We're living in the last days. 7, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. Right, so much torment and sorrow give her, man. That's in the Bible, man. That should put fear in your heart if you're a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, who are the children of Israel. As well as the Israelites that are scattered among the nations that look like other nations. All right? Because that's what we teach here at Great Millstone. All right? Because this ain't a black thing. All right? This is a nationality thing. All right? That's why you pseudo-Hebrew Israelites, man, you are off for keep saying black Hebrew Israelites, or God is black, so-called black, all right? He's a dark-skinned man, all right? His son is dark-skinned, but that black is off, man. That's actually offensive, man. For she saith in her heart, anyway, back, I didn't want, I'm going off on a tangent, Salakia. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Right, that's America. This is how you're acting. 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord power who judgeth her. Right, Babylon, you're going to get judged. 9, and the kings of earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Right, all those elites that built their bunkers outside of America, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Gettys, the Oppenheimers. 10, standing far off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, the mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And that's the Bible, man. That's what's in the Bible, and that's what we're looking forward to. And hey, even your mighty men are saying America's losing. America's not capable to win the next war against Russia and China, which just proves that we're living in the last days. So Lord willing, let's edify once again. All right, Babylon, America, your days are numbered. We're at the end of this. All right, even your mighty men are failed. They're scared. Okay, and they're out, like they said, they're outgunned and they're outranged. And that was according to your general, okay, the Joint Chief of Staff now, okay, General Mark Milley, right? Is that his name? Right? Let's go. Let's go back to this. Yeah, General Mark Milley. Out of the horse's mouth, they shall make their own tongue fall upon them. With that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, who well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth of sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. Keep pushing. We're almost out of here, as you can see. And with that, shalom and abad babal. Shalom.